coming up in a few moments' time, and it kickstarts with the OKN Junior category. Qualifying Heat 1 is coming up in a few moments' time, and once again, as we get the green flag, that waves, and we are heading out onto the track. It's the first qualifying heat of the day, and hopefully all these karts fire up. Yesterday there was some problems for some, and we're seeing more for others. That was Veer Chopra just not coughing into life, but let's take you through that full starting grid. Once again, Anagnostiadis on pole position, this time joined by Axel Nocom. Aryan Singh and Leonidas Peruzzi go from row 2, ahead of Daniel Kelleher and Matis Vitva on row 3. Connor Clancy and Dinia Ismov go from row 4. They'll have Oscar Gallen and Egon Pedrotti on row 5. Vanessa Shilkaneta and Veer Chopra, they round out the top 12 on row number 6. Casper Reipold and Ella Hakkinen, they go from row 7. They'll be joined from Nathan Kappin and Didier Kreeft on row 8. Amelia Vishamirska and Zachariah Dole go from row number 9. Toby Gale and Xavier Dudkovsky go from row 10. They round out the top 20. They'll be joined by William Marshall and Maxim Bobrajov on row 11. Mitans Jain and Victoria Farfus go from row 12. Marcel Sapella and Sujana Dandu on row 13. They'll be joined by Sanjana Dandu and Angelina Simmons on row 14. Nicholas Stanley and Corrine Kaur go from row 15, and it'll be Vera Jurland on that final row of the grid for Sweden in 31st place, starting on the 16th row. Like we were saying yesterday, a very busy day for the junior category, but today is a brand new day. Yesterday in the final, if you did miss it, Anagnostiadis took that final win, extended his championship lead, as he now has a grand total of 514 championship points ahead of Casper Reipold, who is now on 439. Reipold on that podium yesterday in third place after gaining the 2 positions, is helping his championship fight out, but he needs to get ahead of Anagnostiadis, and today, with Anagnostiadis on pole position and Reipold all the way in P13, that's going to make it a superb challenge to try and get through the field. Daniel Kelleher in his first appearance in the Champions of the Future Academy program this weekend at Elaine. He put it on the podium yesterday in that final, second overall, and again a relatively decent qualifying for him today as well. Starting this one on the 3rd row of the grid in P5. It is the first race of the day as the drivers make their way to the tram lines. Are we going racing first time? We are indeed. Green flag, and we head down in towards turn number 1. Yesterday there was a huge moment. Today there's a huge moment, and 3 drivers off, and I think one of them could be Reipold himself. I did see the number 41 go off there. That was Xavier Dudkovsky. Yellow flags are out at turn number 1, but it's only local yellows. We are still green and racing for the front runners, so Anagnostiadis in control of this race right now as he tries to lead the rest of them. Frustration coming in, understandably, as the team are quickly on the scene there to help clear the track. But my goodness, the 3 drivers involved, it was Casper Reipold. We were just talking about him, second in the championship. Amelia Vishamirska and Xavier Dudkovsky are the 3 drivers off the track at turn number 1, and they are out of this race, and there you can see, understandably, probably very, very frustrated. Well, it's not the best way to start the race or the day today, but, however, the race must go on, and we are still green and racing towards turn number 1, and a driver sending it down the inside at turn number 1 as well. It's Anagnostiadis who leads the way ahead of Aryan Singh, who's got up into 2nd place. Daniel Kelleher currently in 3rd ahead of Leonidas Peruzzi. Clancy's got himself into P5. Axel Nocom from that front row didn't get the best getaway. He's dropped down to P6, but he is still in that lead group. Matthias Vitva currently in 7th place from Dinia Islamov. Egon Pedrotti from Vanessa Shilkaneta. Nathan Kappin currently rounding out the top 11 right now. Biggest mover on the opening laps, Nicholas Stanley, the American, in the 53, is up 8 places right now and is just outside the top 20 as we watch here. James Anagnostiadis try break away from the rest of the field. This, though, is kicking off a little bit here as down the inside, Connor Clancy having to deal with Axel Nocom, and he's all chopped and changed here as they head back across the start-finish line. Big movements all the way throughout here. Clancy's up to 4th now. Vitva's got himself up to P5. Pedrotti up to P7 now. Dilia Ismov was the biggest loser in that one, as another retirement. That's Leonidas Peruzzi, the number 11 yesterday absolutely flying yesterday was Peruzzi, but today finds himself out of his first qualifying heat, and there he is, absolutely distraught. He had a brilliant day yesterday in his qualifying heats, winning the first heat yesterday, but today it's not going to go his way. There, though, is your current race leader, Anagnostidis, but he's not broken away here. He's got pressure. He has got Ardian Singh on his rear bumper, on his side of his bumper, and now in front of him. Ardian Singh leads the way in the first qualifying heat of the day as he heads towards the start-finish line to start lap number 4 here, but Anagnostidis is going to fight back instantly. He's not going to waste any time, and Daniel Kelleher finds his way to the inside as well, but he cannot get through. Ardian Singh slams that door closed and says, no, you are not going to get past me in this first qualifying heat, as Kelleher sets the fastest lap of the race. Down the back straight they go in towards turns number 8, 7 and 8 and 9 to start the third sector here. And already Anagnostidis, I think, who's lost out on that lead momentarily, has thought, right, I cannot let this slip, and as you can see already, he's broken away just that little bit. Here's a look at the restart again on the left-hand side of your screen, and well, unsure what happened there, what the initial contact was, but the first spin there was Kasper Reipold. He was the first driver who I saw going sideways, and it was again just a case of that little crest on the circuit hitting that one, and then unfortunately catching the other 3 drivers there, and unfortunately we're losing those drivers as well out there. Dubkowski, Wyszynska out also of that race. Fastest lap on lap number 5, Conor Clancy going a 55.586. He's having a good race. He's currently in P4. He's behind this group of 3, and in fact he's caught up to that group of 3. So this is going to be an interesting one here to see whether or not he could make his way past Daniel Kelleher here. Now, both these drivers very, very committed, very strong performers in the world of karting. Let's see what they could do here right now. They've got the breathing space between themselves and 5th place. Axel Nocom is back there in P5. He's still having a relatively decent race. And there you can see the hand gestures coming in to the drivers to just think, you know, what do you want to do? Are you going to push forward? Are you going to stay behind? What's the plan? Right now, Ardian Singh, I think his plan is to just try and keep these drivers behind. Back on board with Diniya Islamov. He's down 2 places right now. He's not had the greatest getaway, but he is still in contention here. He has got competitors in front as the cleanup operation at turn number 1 continues there. Eyes on this one, though. Ardian Singh's lost out on 2nd place. Kelleher has got his way through. Conor Clancy still there in P4. He's not found his way past just yet. He has stayed behind as they head through now turns 11 and 12. Onto that back straight, 187 metres this straight. It's a long back straight here in towards turn 13. It's prime for an overtake down the inside, but these 3 are just thinking, do we need to work together now to try and close in on Anagnostidis? You can see he's broken away there, but are they going to start to think that they're not going to catch up to him and maybe think, right, let's battle between ourselves? This is the replay. Clancy making those moves. This is Daniel Kelleher going down the inside. Conor Clancy just not finding his way through. But Daniel Kelleher getting up to 2nd place, pushing his way forward now. The gap has come down to 7/10 of a second as now Conor Clancy goes on the move. Down the inside through turn at number 7. Sends it to the inside of Ardian Singh. A very interesting place to do it. We've not seen many overtakes at turn number 7 and 8. It's very fast into the entry. Very easy to lose the back end, as there is a pole sitter from the senior category, Markus Shilkunis, just watching over the junior race here ahead of this one. On board with Diniya Islamov. He is battling away with Egon Prodotti and Vanessa Shilkaneta just ahead. There you can see Egon Prodotti in the number 35, just ahead of him, heading out of turn 14. But all of them still racing very strong in those groups behind. We're on lap number 8 now. Last lap board will be out this time. Gap again coming down just that little bit. Anagnostidis' pace is good, but Kelleher's pace is just fractionally faster. And is that a concern maybe for the next qualifying heat later on today? If Kelleher gets a better run off the line, could he be a contender to close in on Anagnostiidis? That will be the question. But right now, I think he's clear and dry. The gap's still 0.6 of a second between the two of them. This one here, though, is still close. Aryan Singh has not dropped off the back of Conor Clancy. This is the battle for third place. And there you can see some of the stats from it. Clancy with the brilliant run on this one. He started this one P7. He's currently in third place. As we go on to that final lap, a gain of 4. Aryan Singh only down that one spot right now as the two of them continue to go wheel to wheel here in towards turn number 2. And look at that, Aryan Singh is not going to back down at all. Back up into third place on this final lap. Can he hold on to it, though? Because this is where he lost out on the position last time around to Conor Clancy. Is he going to take it back there? Back with the leaders here. Kelleher once again set the fastest lap of the race. He's closed back in. On Anagnostiidis, it's only 0.4 of a second. Can he get that slipstream? Can he get that toe down in towards turn number 13? I don't think he's close enough. I think Anagnostiidis might have this one if he can hold his nerve through these last corners. There's smoke that's being kicked up in the background there. There's carts off the circuit. We'll try and figure out who that is. But across the line, it's going to be close. But it'll be Anagnostiidis only just. I don't think he realised how close Daniel Kelleher was to him there, because that was 0.043 of a second across the line. My goodness. Talk about nearly celebrating too early there for James Anagnostiidis, but he kept his cool. He got the win. Only just, though, from Daniel Kelleher. Aryan Singh holds on to third place from Conor Clancy on that last lap. I think the driver who went off the circuit was Dinia Islamov, but unfortunately the driver who had the onboard camera did not come through sector 2 or 3. And I think maybe had a drama with Victoria Farfus as well, because she's not come across the start-finish line either. She's dropped down to 26th place in that race. But James Anagnostiidis, he starts his day well, adds another win to his name. 25 or 50 intermediate classification points to his name. Replay here with Dinia Islamov. Is this the reason what happened? Oh, so driver's just going slow in front. He was full power. He tried to get going again off the track, and that is a rough part of the circuit there, and understandably that may have caused multiple mechanical gremlins with his car. There's a look then at the provisional classifications at the end of qualifying heat 1. Anagnostiidis from Kelleher. Aryan Singh finishing in third place out of Conor Clancy. Nathan Cappin. We didn't say much about Nathan Cappin. 10 places gained. He finishes inside that top 5. Axel Nocom, Matej Vitva from Prodotti finishing in 8th place. Didier Krief from Via Chopra. Oscar Gallin from Nicholas Stanley, who gained 17 places